Welcome, Highfalutin Ski Bum Podcast, episode number 273. It is your pals Mario and Brian. Mario, what's up?
73, huh?
273.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Getting up there.
It is.
I feel like I've been doing this a while.
We've been doing this a while. We got some experience. We got mad skills. We're like kind of like the Shaun Whites of halfpipe of podcasting, really, at this point.
And we're planning to keep going forever.
Till the day we goddamn die.
That we're never going to die. They'll have computer automation of our own consciousness. So
we'll have hologram versions of us doing the podcast. They'll have enough data from all the years of us doing this. They'll just plug all the audio into a computer. They'll have the hologram version, and they'll just be like, well, this is what these dipshits said regarding this, so we can, using our algorithm, determine that they would respond this way to that. So
exactly.
There you go. You'll be stuck with us till the end of time. You could do worse. You could do a lot worse.
Be animatronic, Autobot kind of things.
I thought with this whole Super Bowl this past week and the halftime show, I thought for sure they were going to have hologram Tupac come out, but they had fat 50 Cent instead.
That'd be funny if they had him and he got shot on stage. He'd be like, "Damn."
Wow, that would be kind of funny.
That'd be kind of. It's not too soon. It's enough time, I think.
Enough time has passed. You can have like hologram Biggie shooting them, or like we can do whatever we want. Like no one.
Biggie shooting hologram Tupac.
I bet like it's like a duel. Like they shoot each other at the same time.
Shoot each other. Boom. Hologram shoot each other. They're out.
They're out. There you go. But alas, that was not what we got.
That would have been cool. If we were on the committee, if they would have just collaborated with us just a little bit, they could have had this knowledge, this delicate genius knowledge dropped on them.
Why don't people put us on committees? Like, we should be on a lot more committees. Like, we could get a lot of better results.
We need to
boards. Put us on some boards. We can get some stuff done. We got knowledge. We got creativity. Like, we could really step your brand, event, app. We can step it up. We can improve it. We can make it better.
I'd be great in a board. I'd just call bullshit on everything. Like, no, that's bullshit. We're not doing that.
That's like the Larry David commercial from the Super Bowl with the crypto.
Yeah.
The wheel is like, I don't know about this. The light bulb. Can I tell you? It stinks.
That's awesome.
That was pretty funny.
I hardly saw any of the Super Bowl.
I watched 4 plays total.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so I was on an airplane coming back from New Jersey, and I didn't want to watch the many hours of pregame. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to watch it. Whatever. I was watching other stuff. I actually started watching the movie, and then I decided after the movie, it was in the first quarter. I'm like, oh, perfect time. I'll switch over to the game. Well, I guess it had the dish on there. But because I didn't switch over, or maybe the seat I was in, or the fact that they don't like me, I couldn't get onto the game. Like it was listed as ENBC, and then I went to it. They're like, it's a pay channel. I'm like, where's the regular NBC? Like, was it on NBC? Whatever it was.
I think so, yeah.
E version of it, and it was just like I couldn't get it. So I was like looking 2 rows up, and the game was on really small.
Like, weren't a lot of people watching the Super Bowl at that time on the plane?
There weren't a lot. Yeah. You're like, fuck this game. I don't care about any of these teams.
We're not flying to LA. We're not flying to who else played? Cincinnati. So, I
don't even know who's playing.
Who even knows? Yeah. Yeah, I watched only 4 plays because I was building a bed, and I didn't care. Like, I really just didn't care.
Oh.
We'll say one of the best days to go skiing, Super Bowl Sunday and the Super Bowl Monday, like the day after. Best days to go skiing, especially the last decade or so in New England, with the Patriots always kind of being in the Super Bowl. People be like, dude, I got to leave the mountain. I got to get back. We got to watch the game. Tom Brady's going to win. Belichick, dude. Wes Welker. They were always off the mountain super early because they were driving back home and getting ready for the game.
Got to get home. Got to,
That was my favorite part of the Belichick Brady era, is that it kept everybody off the mountain Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. Right. Go home. Gotta go home, dude. Brady's on today.
Go home, kid. But alas, we're in a different era. Everything's changed. So we're going to talk a little Olympics. Mario's got a trip he's leaving for in a couple days.
Yeah.
That's our main topic. We're excited. Things are fun. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. If you want to send us a comment, if you want to chide us, love us, whatever direction you want to go, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Untapped, @skibumpodcast. Go to your favorite podcasting apps, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, I don't know, Stitcher, maybe Amazon. We're all over the place. So
we're everywhere.
If you're listening to this,
do it for you.
Listen, if you're listening to this, you've already found us. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I do thank you. We thank you for listening, and we want to thank our awesome sponsors. How about Terracea?
Yeah.
Terracea.com. TERRACEA.com. Premium cold weather solutions. Their mission is to create best-in-class apparel that can be worn in any cold weather environment, designed with thoughtful features and fit, and always providing the optimum level of performance for whatever you are doing. They fully believe in the idea that good products can always be made better and strive to constantly improve, refine, optimize all facets of their products. Go to their website, terracea.com. Use the code TerraceaBum, all one word, 15% off. Lovely. Also, huge thank you, Paradise Skis, paradiseskis.com. They make seriously fun skis. They're all about making skiing as fun as possible, whether that's shredding laps in Hawaiian shirts, bringing the parking lot après, or getting up early to go for that huge backcountry objective. It is their mission to build skis and snowboards that allow their customers to enjoy every single day in the mountains. Go to paradiseskis.com. Use the code SKIBUM15, 15% off. They got the reds, the resort skis. They got the blue, the backcountry skis. They got the greens, the split boards. They are awesome. Thank you so much, Paradise Skis. Mario, let's kick it off the way we always do.
It's time for Opry Today.
Opry Today. So, let me see, what did I do last week? Did I do the same thing last week? So I have the Juicy Pale Ale.
I don't think that's what you had last time.
I don't think it was.
I think you had a seltzer from Three Daughters.
I did have a seltzer. All right, so this is their Juicy Pale Ale.
Juicy Pale Ale.
It's really good. They had a Beach Blonde Ale that I was big on like 2 years ago, and that thing is solid. It's still around. Went to the Three Daughters Brewery 2 weeks ago. Somebody's birthday. It was a lot of fun. They had a band going. Really nice brewery they have in St. Pete. I think originally they're out of Crystal River, but I'm not sure. Or there's another area that I think the main one started at, but they put a huge brewery in St. Pete, and there's another one that's going right above the Hooters at Clearwater Beach. So they actually bought the top part of the Hooters, and that's their collaboration with them.
I mean, that's the best part of the Hooters, obviously.
That's right. And they're putting a big brewery in there, so I'm like, that's pretty cool. Or a tasting room, whatever you want to call it.
Brooders.
That Hooters, I'm kind of against. I never liked the service there.
Does anyone go to Hooters for the service?
I need good chicken wings and just at least decent service and service with a smile. That's why I go to the Wing House now, because Hooters just doesn't do it for me.
Hooters doesn't do it for you.
I don't like the sauce.
No.
The sauce sucks. You know, having lived in Buffalo for a while, I come down here, have Hooters. I'm like, this is muff cabbage. Just throw it right at them.
Yeah.
Right back at them. But the naked wings, which are actually pretty good. The big
the whole restaurant scene has really suffered terribly with COVID. I mean, not in Florida necessarily.
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida. Everyone's moving to Florida. That's where everybody that quit their jobs and was on the COVID bandwagon for pay. Yeah.
They went to Hooters. They'd be like, I got free time. Let me go to Hooters.
Or they were working at one of those places up north. They're like, I'm getting fired. I'm gonna go move to Florida, get a job down there.
Boom.
See?
As long as they want a job, they're still having problems getting people to wait on tables. I'm like, you usually wait on tables because you're making pretty good tips. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's happening all over the place. I mean, we were just looking. It's funny. You were up last week in Jersey, and I was trying to meet up with you, but unfortunately had some illnesses in the family that prevented it. And we were looking at places, and we were kind of reminiscing about places where you used to live. And I'm like, oh, the Tilted Kilt, which, if you're not familiar, and of course you're not because you're a civilized person who lives in a ski town, I don't know if it was just New Jersey or like the Northeast, there was a restaurant chain, and the Tilted Kilt. It was kind of like a Hooters.
I think they have one in Vegas at the.
Oh, do they really?
I think that's a Tilted Kilt there.
It's sort of like an Irish bar Hooters.
Yeah, they wear the like schoolgirl skirts, the little kilt skirts, and then the nice restaurant attire.
You are absolutely right, sir. It was actually founded in the Holy Land, Las Vegas, Nevada. You know your Tilted Kilt knowledge.
I know my kilts. I know my way around a kilt.
You do. Yeah, they just they wear like a little the tartan pattern, little tiny little skirt thing, and there's a few in California too, apparently.
Yeah, they expanded out, and then I think I don't know if they expanded via franchise, and the franchisees after a while were like, yeah, this isn't working. And and it's hilarious too, because they have a couple in California. There's one in Colorado Springs. So nice. Represent. One in Illinois, one in Kentucky, one in Nevada, one in Tennessee, and one in Virginia. What's hilarious is that they actually have Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats. I will tell you, we have been to one. Actually, I've been to two, because there was one when I was living in Hoboken, and there's the one in Wayne by where you used to live. Yeah. Oh, it's gone, by the way.
You don't go for the cuisine. You're not I
used to watch football there all the time.
We watched UFC there once. That was actually really fun.
That was good. They had no cover for the UFC. It was perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And it was a mile from your house, if that.
Oh yeah, but
we could drive home drunk from your house from the Tilted Kilt, allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, and I used to go with who's that guy? It was one of our buddy Steve's friends, Cody. He used to go there, and he would go literally for the pregame at 12 o'clock. And he would stay till the 8 o'clock game was over.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit. He would Uber out, Uber home. And I'm like, and that was the agreement he had. He had two little babies. I think they were I think his youngest was a year and a half. I'm like, how do you get out of the house? Your wife is a saint for watching the kids. And he would just go out.
Or a psychopath.
Yeah.
One of the other.
On the games, and that was this thing he did on Sundays. I was like, he'd be like, I'm going to be out here. Yeah, I'll stop in for a few hours. I can't go from 12 to 12 o'clock at night. So I'm not going to be there 12 hours, but I'll meet you for 2.
That's some serious dedication. And it is fun. Now, we will say, because we are not sexist, we are just weird, gross dudes, but they do have gentlemen who work there also, and they wear sort of black armor looking outfits.
Wow.
So, so it's not just the ladies.
Just the ladies, but the dudes too.
Tilted Kilt. How did we get
on? Closed up.
How did we? There used to be at least 5 or 6 in New Jersey, and they're all closed now.
I think somebody told me they had them in Florida, and even before I moved here, and they closed up. So I don't know if they expanded so much and then they just shrunk up and gone, and now it's all Hooters. Down here, it's all Hooters and Wing House. And Mother's isn't really. It's mainly Hooters and Wing House are the big ones.
Yeah.
But Wing House has good wings, I gotta say.
I've never been to one.
Better food. They have pizzas now. They're doing it right.
Yeah. Focusing on the food.
Their outfits were a little more modern. I think Hooters just made a change to their outfits or something. It was a big deal. So I don't know. And then the Hooters corporate is here in Florida.
That is the funniest word, the funniest two words together. Hooters corporate.
Hooters corporate. I want the big hoot.
What is like the CFO wear? Does like the CFO have to wear like some sort of outfit like that?
So if you're wearing a shirt and tie, you got chicken wing stuff all over. Is that acceptable? Like, I'm sorry, I went out for lunch, right? No, but they have this other place called Pete and Shorty's, and they bill it as, I think it's listed as like an Ohio eatery or something like that. But I guess the corporate people from Hooters, I think, started it, so I think it's loosely connected with Hooters in some way, and it's right next to the original Hooters that's over here, not at the beach. I think that's the original. Right next to it is at Pete and Shorty's, Iowa Bistro. Is it Iowa? I don't remember. But they have like the little White Castle burgers, but they're bigger than the White Castle. So there's one day we went, and I was like, it's not Hooters with the girls, right? It's just like a regular cool little bar, tiny place, but they have the little burgers, like the little. And I remember ordering, like, I was like, oh, they're like little, White Castle. I'll order like 6, and I ordered 6, 8, like 3 of them. I'm like, yeah, they're more like sliders.
Yeah,
but they have that like taste, the makeup of it. So pretty cool.
Steamed burger thing.
Yeah. Kind of like that, and everything comes out fast. I'm like, how is it ready right now?
You think it's fast.
Yeah.
Maybe you're in a nice environment. You're enjoying the view. Like, you don't realize how time it ticks a little slower, right?
Exactly.
It just goes by fast.
Yeah. So we digress into the
3 daughters.
Restaurants.
I don't know how we got in the topic. 3 daughters.
I wonder if the 3 daughters all work at Hooters.
My father-in-law is a father of 3 daughters, and they had I think he had like a poster or a sign that said, "There is a special place in heaven for a father of 3 daughters."
Nice. There you go.
And knowing his 3 daughters, I know now why he moved to Norway. It's very.
And this is why he's renounced his citizenship.
He had to go across an ocean to get away from these broads.
That's funny.
I don't blame him. So I decided to go and just search what was in the fridge. I went deep. I went like way back. Put my arm back there. Found some old pickles. Found something a little fuzzy. And I got something I'm not proud of. It's not amazing. It takes you where you need to go. It
doesn't have to be amazing or proud. It's an après today is what it is.
It's an après today. It was really warm today. This week has been so bizarre. There was a day, I think it was Tuesday. It was so cold here. It was probably like, it maybe got to 20 degrees, 21 degrees. Damn. I put my space heater on in the basement the first time this winter. I'm usually like, I'm that guy. I'm like, putting on the space heater is for pussies. I don't put it on. I'm a man. I like it cold. I'm a skier.
Like
I like
temperature that you'll put it on, right? But you can't.
It was just that day, man. Like, I don't know if it's because I had my lack of sleep with my son having the stomach virus over like that night, or I don't know what it was. I had also had a shake, like a cold, like frozen berry. So it was probably in the 50s in the basement. I'm working, and I had a cold like shake, and I just was like, I'm putting on this friggin' space heater. Yeah. And then today it got to almost 60 degrees.
When you work in a place that's cold, it's not that it's cold and that you can't handle it. It's that you're sitting in that environment for like hours, and after like the second, third hour, you're like frozen down. Like
my fingers were getting numb. Like I was actually shaking. It was so cold after drinking that shake. So it's so cold. So I put on the space heater. That was, I think, Tuesday. Today, 60 degrees it got to here. Nice. There's like some weird weather pattern kind of rolling through. So I'm like, you know what?
82 here.
Jesus. Like it's getting warm. It was a warm, like little tiny blip of weather. I'm going with a summertime hard seltzer. So I got the old Kirkland grapefruit. It's so crazy, like, again, watching some of those Super Bowl ads, and we talked about it, I think, last week, just the amount of new ways to find alcoholic beverages that they're coming out with now.
Yeah.
Like, they're just, like, everything. There's, like, a booze version of everything now.
You got Smirnoff tampons now. You put them right up your ass.
Tampons. Right? There you go. So easy. The one commercial, I don't think it was a Super Bowl commercial. Again, I didn't really watch much of it. It was for that the canned water stuff. Is it like hard water or like
Oh,
badass water?
they're doing hard water with
Well,
alcohol
no,
in it?
it doesn't have alcohol, but it's in a
Oh,
can.
okay.
I forget what it's called. It has some like really kind of like, funny looking gothic font on there and stuff. But they're
Oh,
showing
I
like,
know what you're talking about. Devil water or something?
I don't think it's called that. They showed like all these kids like drinking it, and then they're like playing like Judas Priest breaking the law. It's like breaking the law, and like all the kids are drinking it and they're going crazy. And you see like some pregnant lady come out and she's drinking it. Like it was funny. It was a pretty funny commercial. I think it was on during the Olympics. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's called like hard water or something. Canned water. It's a
I know
canned
what you're
water.
talking about. It's got like a
Liquid death. Is that what it is?
liquid death. Yes.
Mountain
There's a lot of
water.
celebrities that were advertising for that.
I think that's the one. I think it was like liquid death.
Liquid death. Yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's what I got.
Every
Nothing
time I go
exciting.
to Costco, I look at the Kirkland ones and I'm like, I want to get them, but I don't want to get an enormous pack just to try them.
Yeah, I got like a 35 pack. They are super mediocre at best. They're
Yeah.
maybe because usually, you know what? Of all the Kirkland things I've bought, this is in the top 10 of disappointments. I will tell you that.
I'm glad I didn't get it now.
I buy Kirkland everything. And I'm usually like, this is pretty good. This is because a lot of times they do. Now, do you remember in the 90s? Were you that guy? Because I was that guy. Remember the designer imposters cologne?
Yes.
Do you
They
remember
still have
that
this
shit?
out there.
Dude, it's like at CVS and it's like, hey, if you like polo sport, you're gonna love like reach around. And it's like it smells just like it. Allegedly. It didn't smell anything like it. It was like a crappy version of it. That's kind of what the Kirkland seltzer's like. It's like, hey, if you like White Claw or Truly or whatever, like this'll get you to where you need to go.
Like
Not
Red Balls. It'll get
Red
you drunk.
Balls!
It'll get you drunk.
Samuel Jackson.
It's the same with Jackson one, not the Red
Yeah.
Balls. But
So that's again top 10 most disappointing Kirkland products.
wow. So what
Kirkland's
we
hard
do,
seltzer.
so the problem with the seltzers, right? Some of them have like an aftertaste for me,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
like if I try it, they kind of taste a little, I don't know, they're just not in the wheelhouse. So
Well, I always find it really funny when they say serve ice cold. Like make sure you can't taste it. Best way to consume it.
if you can freeze out your palate, that'd be the best.
Yeah, if you just can't even if you have no taste buds, this is the drink for you. I don't know, it just has like, that kind of fake taste to it.
Yeah. See, I don't like the
It's-
fake taste.
But it's grapefruit, so no one really eats grapefruit anymore. That's like
So-
such an
And my wife is big on it, and I kind of agree because of the flavor profile. But like the White Claw is like the one that hits, and then they have a new one that we saw the other day. What's the name of it? It's a simple name, but it's basically like a vodka seltzer though. So it's almost like a High Noon, but not as sweet as the High Noon.
there was some commercial for some like it's like some Finnish like drink.
It sounds Finnish, but I think it's whatever from an iceberg or something.
Of
I think
course.
It's shit.
Long drink.
Oh, that's the new one I saw.
What the hell is that?
The long drink. Yeah, I saw that, but
Because there was some. What's the beer? Is it? No, it's Icelandic. The ice stock. It's actually pretty good.
Ice Stock, is that what
Ice
it's
stock.
called?
That one's pretty good. Yeah. Long drink.
The long drink.
What the hell is it?
I don't know. But I saw a commercial for it and I was like, damn, that looks pretty good. Okay, seltzer brands. And this was a mixed drink. This was
No carbs, no sugar, 5% alcohol. And that's the funniest thing to me. They're all like talking about how, hey man, no calories, like no carbs, like you'll still get messed up on it. It's like this is the way I want to live my life. I want to be hammered, but I want to have sweet abs.
I'm looking at a top 10 ranking. And remember I mentioned the Topo Chico ones? Those are ranked number 3, and I thought they were pretty good.
A long drink is a top-selling category of alcohol in Finland, a legendary taste that is now available in America.
Nice.
The roots of long drinks go back to the 1952 Summer Games in Finland, when the country of only 4 million people was still recovering from WW2. Concerned with how to serve drinks quickly enough to all the visitors, the government commissioned the creation of a revolutionary new liquor. And so the first long drinks were born. See? Government isn't totally useless.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not totally bad, right?
It's pretty much vodka and piss. They said they had to crank it out quickly.
Gotta crank it out. Get a lot of horse piss in there, but don't worry about it. It kills the germs.
Okay, apparently it is gin with natural flavors. Piss is natural. Think about it.
That's right.
It's gin and pea and sugar.
I
don't know. Sugar. There you go.
So the ones that I was thinking about that are new, they're vodka soda drinks, and they're good because they don't have too much, like, they're not that sweet. Oh, I hate this website already.
You should just get a long drink instead.
What's the thing that pisses me off about any of these alcohol or these websites?
What were you asking your age?
Yeah.
What is your birthday? It's like, can you just give me a yes?
1959. Do you care? No.
Just give me a yes or no, bro.
Over 21 or under or 18. Like, I don't know. Why is it 21 drinking age? That's ridiculous.
You know, it's funny. A 21-year-old now is born in 2001.
Yeah, 21-year-old can go to war but can't fucking vote, but they can't drink, and they like. There's a lot of shit they can't do.
It's true.
Ridiculous.
It's very bizarre.
So these neutral vodka soda drinks.
Neutral.
But with the umlaut.
Oh.
Neutral. So they sound exotic, but it's probably by like Sam Adams or some shit. Let's see.
By Coors, yeah.
By Coors.
Neutral. Yeah, look at that.
It's neutral.
Neutral vodka soda. Vodka soda, black raspberry.
No added sugar and gluten-free. So there's no added sugar, which I'm fine with because that means it's real fruit juice.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, they're actually pretty tasty. So when I go bowling on Fridays, I show up to bowling last week. They have these. I'm like, I gotta try one. So I tried the whole gambit. I'm like, let's do a tasting. I'm doing all the flavors.
Wow. So they got it's like blackberry, raspberry, cherry. They got 2 different grades of it. They got neutral 7. That's like the cranked up 7%er. And they got the regular.
Have those at the bowling alley. It's a bowling alley. They have the most alcoholic drink. I
mean, bowling sober is like fishing sober.
Fuck yeah. Wow. So I had the raspberry was great. The mango and the pineapple were great. The watermelon was a little weird, I gotta say. It was okay, but it had a little bit of...
Dude, watermelon's a tough flavor to fake.
It is. This went to the Jolly Rancher side of the flavor, right? Which wasn't bad because it wasn't too sweet, but it still wasn't my favorite. The other flavors were really good, and they weren't like super powerful, sweet.
Nice.
So it's I was impressed. I was like, wow, these are really good. Because I like the high noons. The high noons are a little bit sweeter.
So neutral's where it's at.
Yeah. The high noons, though, they had like, I was in the store last week, and I saw they had like 2 different seasonal sampler packs. Like they had like a tropical. I'm like, okay, that's a little too much.
They got eggnog flavor?
Yeah, right. Eggnog seltzer.
Eggnog seltzer. Oh, why not? There's no rules anymore.
Why not? You had a smooge. That's a...
Goddamn, dude, smooge is going to blow up this summer. They're going to have all kinds of crazy-ass flavors.
So, you know who should buy smooge is JB Smooth, and he bought JB Smooge. That'd be great.
Like the Caesar flavor, everything. Oh, dude, they come in chalices.
Flavor.
They can come in a chalice.
Oh, in a chalice.
Chalice can?
No, with one of those pull tabs, like the old pull tabs.
Yes.
You open the chalice and you drink out of that.
Dude, smooge is gonna blow up this summer. Wait for it.
I'm writing it down now. I just bought some stemless wine glasses and stemless champagne glasses because my wife and I, we have a lot of champagne and a lot of wine. Costco champagne, that one with the purple label, awesome.
I said the one with the percolator. I'm like,
when you look for that, it's like $6.99 and it's delicious. Have it in everything.
Look at that.
So we usually have. So we start getting word if we go under 8 bottles in the house. So we usually have 2 in the fridge.
You get worried when you are under 8 bottles of champagne.
Under 8 bottles, because you have friends over, you start ripping through them. It's becomes champagne Sunday, and things get blurry. But
I don't understand your life anymore.
and
Dude,
red wine. Now
I have to mainline coffee all day just to stay alive on a Sunday.
I'm
That
like
is
that,
it.
and then I switch over to alcohol. It's
Yeah.
bad. That and red wine. Been doing a lot of Italian and Argentinian wine, and that's it. Like my wife's off of California wine. I'm out. There's a thing with California wines. I don't know. I don't quite understand it, but apparently there's a podcast that's saying they have more sugar than the Italian wines. I don't know if it's because of harvest lately or what the hell is.
Goddamn harvest.
I don't know. I don't think they add sugar. I think it's just different berry, but I don't know. I'm fine drinking the nice Tuscan.
Look at you. Look at you.
Tuscan wine.
Mr. Fancy over here.
Chug on that, or
Mr. Fancy. I love it.
Having dinner. What do? Break open a bottle of wine like a bunch of cultured people.
Yeah.
But I had to get something without the stem because we got the dog running around, and it's easier for it not to tip over. So
I'm a huge fan of the stemless wine glass.
Yeah, I never had stemless, and now I'm like, why did I have glasses in the first place? Like, I'll drink wine out of like a regular. I've been to Europe, and you sit down, and they give you the table wine, and you drink it out of like a regular, like a milk, like a jelly glass. You know what I mean?
I like that.
I love that. So I started drinking out of a regular highball glass. I'm like, pouring wine in a highball. I'm like, I don't want to walk around the bar to go to get the glass. I'm too lazy. So I just grab it out of the cupboard. I'm like, we're using these. I started that. And now my wife is like, hey, that was a good idea. It's really easy to do it. So
I prefer a red Solo cup for my wine.
That's right.
So it's good.
Would you like some? Oh, and then the best is you go to the restaurant and you see the people with the full glass of ice and they pour the red wine in there. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Wait, you've seen people at a restaurant with ice?
Oh my God.
And wine?
You want to slap it out of the hand. I went to a wine bar last week in St. Pete, nice wine bar, French place. And there was a lady. Oh, can I have a glass of ice on the side? And the lady gave it to her and walked away and watched. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, see the whole fucking thing in that glass. And sure enough,
she wanted a Slurpee?
Might as well go to 7-Eleven and get.
It's like, do you have a Vitamix back there? Can you make me a wine Slurpee out of this?
I was like, why?
Why not? Why not?
Why? Why drink nice wine? Just drink whatever. Hey, you know what?
It's like, that was a $500 bottle of wine she put on the rocks.
That's right. Put it on the rocks.
You know what? That would have gotten me upset years ago. I just really don't care anymore what anyone does.
It's like, fascinating to me though, because I'm like, I just want to know, like, why you think it tastes better? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
Sour grapes. You ever see that wine documentary?
I may have on Netflix.
I think it's called Sour Grapes. About like the guy who made like fake wine.
Fake wine out of what?
Well, he like took like real wines, but said it was like a much older, fancier wine.
Dude, a sommelier could sell you a bottle of wine and half of the people wouldn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, documentary about the fine and rare wine auction market centering around a counterfeiter who befriended the rich and powerful and sold millions of dollars of fraudulent wine to the top auction houses.
That's awesome.
Sour grapes.
That's great.
It's fantastic, right?
Yeah. Hey, you know, you guys wanted to pay for it. That's what it's worth to you.
Yeah.
Great.
And the thing is, like, a lot of those people who buy it are like these, like, just rich dickheads who are like, oh yes, I bought this blah 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 Frozen Malois from 1942. Yeah. This survived World War II in a French bunker, and now I bought it. I'm having it with a glass of ice, so I can truly enjoy it.
That's right, and really, it's a 2020 Chuck Shaw.
Dude, man, I'm down with Chuck.
I
like the Chuck,
and they wouldn't know the difference, right? Like
some people don't. Yeah, some people just want to sell the sizzle, as they say.
I've had some really expensive wine, and in tastings, I haven't bought anything hugely expensive, but I've tasted it. Like, I don't know why this is this much money. Like, I don't know why it's $400 or $200. Like, whatever.
Yeah, my wheelhouse. I mean, my wine of choice, Apothic Inferno. It is a wine. It's a mixed red, whatever the hell they do,
I like the
and
Apothic.
they finish it in whiskey barrels for 60 days to get a little bit of that like whiskey anger to it, and I like that. It's $14 a bottle. That's my fancy wine.
Nice. I don't like that one because it's the whiskey barrels. I like the other one.
Don't like the
Apothic
whiskey barrels.
Red blend. I like that. What do they really call that one though?
The Crush.
It's like a black label or something.
The Dark.
Dark, yeah. The Dark. It's a red wine blend.
They have like a coffee one too.
Barrels. Yeah.
Okay. No, I love the Inferno is my jam. That's my go-to fancy wine.
That and a nice
steak or a steak. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Ribeye off the grill. Bottle of that. Good to go.
I don't drink red wine anymore. I don't know what it is. I just been I mean, I don't drink white wine anymore. I just drink red wine. Yeah,
I don't even know the point of white wine. I'm sure people love it. I
like my Chardonnay once in a while, and I'll make a nice white wine. Whatchamacallit, a sangria once in a while in the summer. But it's got to be hot as balls out, and then I'll make it sit by the pool. But
they could take all the world's white wine, dump it into a reservoir, and make snow out of it, and I'd be much happier.
Oh, that'd be great.
Right?
You fall and you're like, what are you doing? I'm eating wine.
Imagine what I could see like Deer Valley doing that. They're like, we have just, instead of using regular water to make our snow, we decided to buy out 200,000 gallons of white wine and make snow out of the white wine.
They're like Deer Valley Wine Week.
That's what they should do.
Winter Wine
Week.
Winter Wine Week.
Winter Wine Week at Deer Valley.
Their wine, have one run where you just dump wine, snow.
White wine, snow. I don't know the physics and the chemistry if that's possible, but God damn it, if anyone can figure it out, it's Deer Valley.
That's right.
Right?
We've had to put a bubble and make it really super cold in this one area, but it's all wine.
It's worth it, baby.
Worth it.
Gwyneth will love it. Well, speaking of Deer Valley,
let's go to ski news.
Speaking of Deer Valley, and how about the opposite ski resort of Deer Valley? Arapahoe Basin commits to preserving the skiing experience while neighbors falter. I skied at A Basin last year for the first time, and I knew the moment I drove up to it, I was like, this is my kind of spot. I drove, if you've ever been there and you've taken the road from Keystone and you kind of, I think it's Route 6, the windy road. It's not the one direction you're coming across the Loveland Pass, the Continental Divide. Other one is coming from Keystone. And you kind of drive along this like curvy road and you look up and you go, there's no way that's an inbound trail, right? And you're like, there's no way. And you go up to the resort and you look at the trail map, you're like, oh shit, that is a double black inbound trail.
Nice.
Palavicini is what it is. It's super gnarly, but super fun. There's just nothing at the base. They got one little place with like a restaurant and a shop. They got the ticket place. They got another little thing. That's it. There's no village. There's no nonsense. The terrain is gnarly. They have snow until June. A Basin is absolutely a beautiful, amazing spot. It is one of my favorite places to go. This article is from the good folks at Unofficial Networks, and I like it because it's the perfect counter to all the negative crap we've all been hearing about the Vail experience this past winter. I mean, how many more articles do we have to talk about where it's like, oh, the lines were so long and it was awful and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is like a happy, positive, fun, good story. So that's why this one makes me happy. I am pulling the story up right now because I don't have the link.
Cool. Good photos too.
Yeah, the place, it's, again, what you see is what you get there in that picture. I mean, that's really what the whole base is like down there. and they don't have these like ridiculous lines. They don't have people at the village all complaining, and you roll up. If you get
Ski,
they
you
have
go home.
extremely limited parking. If you don't get a spot, like there's nowhere to go, so you will not be skiing today. But
Nice.
like that crew there, like you see those people there, like that's the tents were set up, and that's like not like a special occasion. Like that's just what they do. Like
Nice.
there's
Set up
always
a little,
people there.
set
Yeah,
up a little overhang, hang out in the sun, and just chill out.
yeah. That's the article saying that's mostly because doesn't it feel like most of this news related to the ski industry is pretty doom and gloom? That's mostly because the other resorts across the country are drawing intense criticism for long lift lines, overcrowding on the slopes, and the whole other mess of problems that are the result of overselling passes.
Mm.
Some people have come to accept this dystopian ski experience as the new norm, but others are actively fighting against it. A Basin is leading that charge. It is a true classic that has been highly regarded as one of the best ski areas for decades. And it mentions the Pavolcini lift, which leads you to some pretty glorious terrain. Despite the
Very.
ski area's overwhelming popularity in ski culture, A Basin has made a firm commitment to preserving the ski experience. A Basin could very easily follow its competitors by selling tons of passes to anybody that will buy one, but they've chosen to do the exact opposite because they're not a gross corporation that is beholden to their stockholders. The ski area actively limits season and daily pass sales to preserve the skiing experience. To do this, so guests can enjoy their time on the slopes and to prevent extremely long lift lines, even on the busiest days. Rather than maximize profits on a season to season basis, A Basin is banking on establishing long term relationships with guests by making them happy.
Mm.
What an, what an
Imagine that, right?
incredible concept. How
Wow.
could they ever do that? Yeah. Happiness over profits. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, you can profit from your happiness, but you got to build the happiness first.
Exactly. They said limiting pass sales has actually paid off for A Basin. They've made their core season pass holders happy and are establishing a base of recurring daily pass guests who can actually enjoy skiing on weekends and holidays. Imagine that.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a great spot. And now a couple years ago, they were on the Epic Pass. They joined, but it just decimated their parking situation. I mean,
Yeah, their
they
whole
only
problem was
have
the peak weekends with the parking, right? That was a
they
big
just don't have a lot of space, like, and they're
deal.
not going to expand to anything else. So
Yeah.
I think they did the Epic Pass for maybe a year, and then they went on to Icon. And to be honest, I don't even know if they're on Icon anymore.
Yeah.
Should
I
look
mean,
that up. But yeah, it's a magical place. It's truly awesome. And again, they're putting skiers first instead of profit first, which again, it sounds like a crazy thing to do, but it works. The place is awesome.
very cool. All right, a little bit on a sobering note. Skier dies in Grand Teton National Park's Apocalypse Couloir. So on Sunday, February 13th, National Park Rangers and Teton County Search Rescue responded to a backcountry skier fatality inside Grand Teton National Park. So they're saying a skier fell while ascending the Apocalypse Couloir, a technical ski mountaineering line in the park's southern reaches. And they responded via helicopter, but the victim tragically died as a result of the accidents. So, thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the victim and friends. And they're saying that a climber in Death Canyon reported witnessing an individual fall in the Apocalypse Couloir who appeared to be unresponsive. So then that alerted rangers and everybody to go there to try to provide medical care. But Radcliffe Spencer, a 27-year-old Jackson, Wyoming resident, was the person that suffered that fatal fall while attempting to ski the Couloir. So, very sad that they couldn't revive him. They tried. They did everything they could. But, wow, I mean, it's pretty crazy. But they're saying Apocalypse Couloir is considered the Tetons, one of Teton's test piece ski mountaineering objectives, and involves several rappels and technical steep skiing. So 2013, there was an avalanche that killed a skier in the same location. So it's a very dangerous area. I don't know if they were just trying to do that just to get it done, but it's very sad when that happens.
Sucks. Yeah, 27 years old, and they said too that there's 4 other members of his team, and they were all transported out via helicopter.
Man, yeah, when we were in Crested Butte, and we were talking to the people at the Avalanche Center. One of the things they said that you don't realize when people go out, a lot of times they'll go out with the basic stuff, and that is just what it says, basic. Your beacon probe, shovel,
Transponder.
and transponder, and that's the basic, right? Like, what happens if you cut yourself? Like, they came across, he said he came across somebody that fell and they gashed their leg open on a rock, and they're sitting there like, oh yeah, well, I tried putting pressure on. They're looking at it saying, you're gonna need like stitches. Like, they saw bone. Like, it's pretty
Ugh.
bad. So there's things that you don't realize in the backcountry that you do need. And it might save your life or someone else's life if you have it. So it's very, very sad. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, this one though, I don't think anyone really could have.
yeah, they were all in trouble themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
it's
bad
just,
news.
yeah, bad news.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but sadly, this is what happens sometimes. But back onto the positive notes, our good friends at the Indy Pass, our pal Doug Fish, they've got a new addition to the pass, and it's Sunlight Mountain Resort in Colorado, which is there you go.
Yeah.
The crowd goes wild. The first resort in Colorado to join the Indy Pass.
Nice.
No blackout dates, and it is available immediately this season. It is located in the heart of Colorado ski country, tucked between Vail and Aspen. At Sunlight, you'll park for free, walk to the lifts, and never stand in a lift line.
I like that.
And without the big crowds, the powder lasts for days. All 72 trails lead back to the lodge where you can stow your gear, meet your family and friends, and get something hot and delicious at the grill. The entire team here at Sunlight is excited to join the Indy Pass family of independent ski areas, and we can't wait for you to come and enjoy a 2-day taste test. We are confident you'll enjoy spreading out on our 730 acres served up the old school Rocky Mountain way, said Sunlight's Troy Hawks.
Nice.
So let's get some stats here. So Sunlight Mountain, it's not, it's obviously off the beaten path a bit. It's not the big ones that you always hear about, but they got 72 trails. Let's hear about the mountain itself.
I've seen the logo, and it almost looks like another logo now.
Is it Brighton? No.
I think it might be Brighton. It looks
Maybe.
similar. I'm looking at Solitude now, but I think you might be right. I think Brighton looks very similar.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the stats here for the vertical. Let's see.
Oh, it does look similar to Brighton.
Has kind of a sun.
Same color, well, similar colors.
Sunburst
Similar.
thing.
Not
Yeah.
the same, but yeah.
I'm trying to find some stats. They have the mountain here as one of their categories, but I'm not seeing any sort of statistics. I'm going to figure it out. Don't you worry. Casanova Glades look kind of fun. Sunlight Mountain.
Let's see. I'm going to add it to the Indy Pass. I like it.
Yeah. Here we go. We're saying 2,000 feet of vertical. That is not too shabby. So you got top elevation is 98.95. Base is 78.85. So you got 2,010 feet of vertical. 20% beginner, 55% intermediate, 20% difficult, 5% most difficult. Average snowfall 252 inches. This seems like a really solid spot. And again, because of all the epic pass stuff and the Vale, the Breckenridge, the blah blah blah, you have these giant destinations. But then you got a place like this. Let's be honest. Most people, 90, let's say 7% of people, this is enough terrain for them.
Damn.
Like this is solid terrain. This is great. I
love they have a ski, swim, and stay package. So after you ski, you can swim all this outdoor swimming.
Look at that.
World's largest hot springs pool.
World's largest hot spring pool.
That looks pretty awesome.
That does sound pretty awesome.
It's like a massive pool outside of the resort, I guess, served by a natural hot spring.
Dude, that place looks awesome. That hotel and that hot spring looks freaking awesome.
Like I saw the picture, I'm watching the video, and they show, family leaving the mountain, and they show this like hotel. I'm like, wait a minute, is this in the summer? It's like, no, this is after skiing.
Did you see there's like the Iron Mountain hot springs?
Yeah.
Because there's two of them. It looks like there's the Glenwood hot springs, and then there's the Iron Mountain. I think they're both part of it. Dude, that Glenwood one is like, it's like two gigantic pools.
Yeah, like Olympic-sized pools put together.
This place looks freaking awesome.
That's pretty cool. So that's their deal. Ski, swim, and stay.
I like that.
Wow. That's a little golden gem. That's a little opry
Dude,
swim.
Man, like these Indy Pass resorts, like people are sleeping. People are
swim.
We know they're selling a lot of Indy
like
Passes.
A hot tub right here.
Dude, this is better. This is next level.
It is.
So many less dudes in this one. Yeah, this is really cool. This is definitely a place we got to get out to.
Yeah, this is on the list.
Love it.
I'm writing it down again.
Well, there is a 5,900 acre lot available in Glenwood Springs, which is where Sunlight Mountain is, for the small amount of $80 million.
Oh, that's cheap.
I mean, maybe we should each get one.
We should. Might as well.
Right? I mean, it would seem very uncivilized.
Instead of going to Utah, go here.
Yeah, she could do worse, right?
Right.
Maybe go, slum it in Aspen for a day and then come back here.
And just jump in there, like scoot in there for a good day or two.
Right.
Make that happen.
Not bad, not bad. I like it.
Boom.
Sunlight. Don't sleep on it. And we got one more kind of little tiny story here. Kings and Queens of Corbett's happened today. Now, I don't know if you've watched it or not yet.
I not watch it.
I'll be honest. I have not watched it, but they do have on the website. They have the whole entire
the event.
The whole event replay here. One thing I did notice, though, on social media is that they were showing the conditions at Jackson today, specifically Corbett's Couloir, and it is not ideal. It's not like it was last year where it was dumping snow all week and it was fluffy and fun. A little rough.
You got to earn your turns.
A little let the bodies hit the floor going on there at the old Couloir today. Like I said, I didn't watch it yet. They just happened this afternoon. I do love the new logo, though. It's pretty awesome with like the crown. That's like the Couloir.
Yeah.
It did an awesome job. And the pictures of the king and the queen at drawings, those are pretty sweet too. So they have the link on there. We'll post it in the show notes if you want to check it out. I'm sure it was a badass event like it always is, but
Yeah, it's funny. You get jazzed up looking at the past years and the highlights. They've been putting the highlights to
Oh,
Instagram.
dude, it's so cool. Yeah.
It's been kind of cool. But yeah, it'd be good to watch that video, the entire thing.
That'll be fun weekend viewing, right?
Yeah, exactly. A
I
little
like it.
downtime. Chuck that on.
Yeah, it's good, clean fun for everybody. All right, now we're gonna pop into the old main topic, and
What do we got today, Brian?
well, we're keeping it kind of loose again. It's been a theme lately. The Olympics. I've been watching a lot of Olympics. That's pretty much all I've been watching these days. After I, take care of business, sit down on the couch. I know a lot of people are protesting the Olympics. I get it. Like,
I'm not dying to put it on, but like I put it on, I'm watching curling for like an hour or skate. Like I just watch anything.
Yeah, and I get like, NBC, like their coverage is not the best. It never is. People complain every time. It's like
you do the prime time summary show, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But you do miss a lot if that's all you watch.
The timing is weird too. For us being on the East Coast in the US, Beijing is 13 hours ahead. So if it's 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, it's like 9 a.m. there. So you are getting to see some stuff live. Like there's a lot of the events that are happening at that time, which is cool.
Yeah.
But if you were on the West Coast of the US, it's probably a lot better because you could start watching at like 5. And you could actually watch a bunch of stuff. So, it's like
slopestyle on yesterday and it was live and I was like, this is like
do it early in the morning
or something like that.
Yeah, and if you've been watching this at all, like the skiing events, that mountain is super gnarly. Like the downhill course is super gnarly at the top. Like it's like a straight drop.
Yeah.
But again, you look at it from you look at when they kind of zoom out and you can see the mountain range. This is not like anything else they've ever skied at. Like this is like a bizarre, not ideal. What do they call it? Like the rock or something, or there's some term they've been using for the name of it because it's all man-made snow. Number one,
right?
They average 10 inches of snow there a year, and they actually got I think like 3 or 4. They got like 3 or 4 inches of natural snow, and it is super cold.
Yeah.
So they're saying it was like
minus cold for it, so they just make the snow. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but you look at it, it's not like when you look at another normal mountain range. You have the trees, you have.
Oh yeah.
You just have this kind of like certain
the big air offset with in the background the nuclear reactor. Like
it's like the power plant is right there. And there was one, I think it was the half pipe. They put a big tarp up with the Beijing 2022 logo. So I don't know what's behind that tarp. I don't know if they want to show us.
Yeah,
covering something up. But there have been some highlights. There's been some cool stuff going on. So one of the biggest things was Ryan Cochran-Siegel, Burlington, Vermont. He got a silver in the Super G, which was awesome. And I don't know if you watched that race at all. He actually had one little kind of mess up on one of the turns because he was coming in ahead of the leader, and he just got a little behind, and he won the silver though. Like he did awesome, and of course, all the other people coming down, and it was cool because his mother had won a gold medal in the slalom 50 years earlier, Barbara Cochran.
Wow, look at that.
And what's also super cool is that his family actually started and runs a resort in Vermont.
Very nice. Which resort is that?
It's called like Cochran's Hill, Cochran Ski Area in Richmond, Vermont.
Huh.
And of course, because of the stupid weather, it says we will be closed today due to rain on Thursday the 17th.
Damn you, rain.
Yeah. It's just southeast of Burlington.
Huh. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a little hill. That's where he learned to ski. His mom, I think, still runs it. Like it's such a like cool story about like their family and how they've always been just, skiing has been part of their life.
That's really cool.
So it's cool to see him pull off the silver medal. And then also too, our pal Benji Alexander, Jamaica's first, he completed his Super G course. Actually, it was the giant slalom, not the Super G. The giant slalom. Now, we knew he wasn't in medal contention, but he got down. Like, he completed the course, which is so cool.
Didn't crashed in, whatever he's officially in the books as doing a whole run.
Yeah, I think he finished like 38 seconds ahead of the eventual gold medalist. But like, dude, he got there. Like, he did everything he had to do to qualify. He got there, he got down, he completed the race, and he's officially Jamaica's first official alpine skier. Like, it's so cool.
In the history books forever.
In the history books forever. So we're happy for him. So congratulations, Benji. That's so cool. Now, we also had slopestyle. Now, I don't know if you watched this at all, but
I watched the Alex Hall, Nick Gepper last night. I watched it, and then the women's I did watch. That was the night before, wasn't it? Or
it might have been a couple nights before.
Yeah,
dude, that course was so gnarly too. Like that whole great wall they had at the bottom there on like the last main jump.
And these guys are awesome. Dude, and the girls are awesome that do it.
Well, the thing is, it's funny. Now, this is probably sexist, and I'm gonna get yelled at. But you watch the women, you're like, "Ooh, is she gonna land?" And you don't know. It's almost like watching college football versus watching professional football. Like
they had the one girl. She's from Japan, I think, and she tried the triple, which hasn't been done. It's the triple backflip.
Oh.
And I'm like, I guess it was done on social media. One of the girls that was competing, I think the one from Austria, she had done it like just screwing around. And this one, I think she was from Japan. She did it and tried to and almost landed it. Like she was very close. And it was like, wow, she had the guts to do it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. But like the men's ones, like you watch these guys launch it. And especially Alex Hall and Nick Epper and a couple other guys who finished in the top like 3 or 4. You watch their final landings, and they're so unbelievably smooth. Like that's the thing that totally blew my mind. It's just they're doing these, crazy 1620s, and the way they're landing it is just like buttery smooth. It's not like a hard thwap. It's just like laying down like a plane, like super smooth.
I think who came in third? That was the world champion. And he tried, what was it? 3
Was he from Sweden?
Sweden. He tried 3 of the 16, what are they, 1620s or 16, whatever it is. He tried 3 of those in his run. And it was like, holy crap. Like the amount of flipping, was flipping all the way down the mountain.
Yeah.
Had he landed, had he messed up on two of those. Weren't big misses, but had he done those perfect, he would have just blown everybody away. It was very cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, Alex Hall, Nick Epper, they were phenomenal. It was cool seeing US go 1 and 2 also.
Yeah. That was big.
Yeah, that was super cool. So that was fun to watch. And then our pal on Instagram, Lindsay Jacob Ellis.
Yeah,
finally,
Lindsay.
She finally got her gold medal.
That's awesome.
In the snowboard cross, which is awesome. Now, if you don't remember, this is Lindsay's 5th Olympics.
Yep.
Like she's been around. Not in that way. Lindsay gets around. She's been around. 2006, 10, 14, 18, 2022. So if you don't remember, I know she wants to forget it.
She did the same Olympics, right?
Yeah. Part of her unfortunate legacy was that back in Torino in 2006, she was way ahead in the snowboard cross. And it was like the last feature. And she did some trick and she crashed. And I mean, she was way ahead, but the next person came up and was able to beat her, and she finished and got the silver medal. And it's kind of haunted her almost throughout her career because, I mean, what was she, 19 at that time, maybe 20? She was super, super young. And that's, again, kind of haunted her, and she didn't medal the last couple Olympics. But she's been a like on the World Cup circuit, she's always been at the top. She's been like the best of all time in women's snowboard cross. And this year, she finally got the gold in the snowboard cross. And then they added another event. It was like a combined event. So it was one male, one female. And her and oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. I watched it. Is it Hamilton, Rick Hamilton? Oh my God, I feel so bad. I gotta look it up. Because it was the mixed team snowboard cross, and he went first. The gentleman. I know he's from Michigan, Upper Peninsula, the UP. He was 40 years old because all they kept talking about, Nick Baumgartner, all they kept talking about was how old the two of them are. They're like, their combined age is, because he was 40, she's 36 or 36. So they're like, they are combined 76 years old. They are older than the next team by blah, blah, blah. Like they just kept talking about it over and over again. And it was pretty funny. So my wife and I, of course, were laughing about it the whole time. But it was great. Like it was so cool because, Nick started out and he was, again, he's 40 years old, which, in snowboard cross is ancient. Yeah. But he was hustling. He was busting. He got the top spot in the final run. And then Lindsay came in. She was back a bit. But then she just like turned it up, cranked it up. And the two of them won. And it was just cool seeing like their emotions at the end. They were so happy. So awesome. Lindsay got 2 gold medals, which is so awesome. So we're so proud of her. And it was great to see. And then there was a couple other things. So I don't want to get too doom and gloomy, but I will. Just a scotch. So women's slopeside. Julia Marino she's from Connecticut. She got a silver medal, which is awesome. Jamie Anderson, who was like supposed to go on to three-peat, like she had 3 rough runs. Like she didn't finish anywhere near the top there, which is kind of a bummer because she's been kind of like the golden girl over the years, and seeing her kind of, not finish in the top 3 was kind of, again, it's sad. It's almost like changing of the guard. And then you got Shaun White, who competed for this 5th Olympics. And, he had the gold medal in Pyeongchang and he was making his comeback. And, his last run, he was trying to move up to get a medal position. And he crashed coming down, and, you saw his emotions, and he really broke down because, he knew it was his last competition. He was feeling it because the ride before, where he got into I think he got into like 2nd place, maybe. Like he was in medal contention, and he was fired up. He was excited. It was really cool to see, and then to see other guys come in and what they did. I mean, the guy who won, I think he was from Japan. I mean, he was just bonkers. Like it was unbelievable the height this guy got.
Yeah.
But to see Shaun White kind of, go out was, it's kind of, again, changing the guard.
That's right. He was still 4th, man. For a
35-year-old,
like which twice the age of some of these other guys.
Ancient, yeah. And then poor Michaela Schifrin, she had a rough Olympics. She had 5 events she was in, and she did not qualify for 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, I think she got like 9th and maybe 12th. Was it the downhill and the Super G?
Yeah, she was definitely off.
Like she was off. Like she was really off.
Then I guess the thing that we were talking about before that you mentioned, like I didn't look at the blogs and like what people are posting out about it, but there's been some hate going on just because she didn't do what everybody's hoping she did. I think we should all just be happy that these athletes have dedicated themselves to represent our country. It's amazing.
Dude, people are gross.
It doesn't matter what medal they win. It doesn't matter if they win a medal. I mean, they're representing us, which is great.
I mean, Michaela posted this on I guess Twitter and Instagram today. And they were like, fake nice, choker, got what you deserve, going off the deep end, going insane,
Bunch
can't
of-
handle the pressure. And it's just like,
They have no idea. I mean, think about it. So she races World Cup, and then she's doing the Olympics. That's like a really World Cup is a long season, and then
Yeah.
she's staying in shape. She's sacrificing a lot of her youth and her life for her career and for being able to represent. So
yeah. Then she
everybody
posted,
should be happy for her to do this. And
yeah. And you look at the people who posted it. It's like, were
Yeah.
you in the Olympics? Like, did you win a gold medal? Like 2 gold medals? Like,
Yeah.
it's just the
It's not an easy
audacity.
thing. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to even make the Olympics. Let's put it that way.
Dude, I just don't understand the kind of person who just would take the time to do something that awful,
Yeah.
to be like
On
that much of a
yeah.
dick.
Like,
Is it a bot? Is it like a Russian bot maybe? I don't know. I hope.
but like, so they're gonna let that hate speech go on social media and they block other stuff? Come on. Where's the parity here, right?
Yeah. Well, then she posted, she's like, well, kids, feed them what you want to feed them. Self-pity, sadness. Let the turkeys get you down. There will always be turkeys, or get up again, 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 again. Get up because you can, because you like what you do when it's not infested with the people who have so much apparent hate for you. Just get up. It's not always easy, but it's also not the end of the world to fail. Fail twice, fail 5 times at the Olympics. Enter me. Why do I keep coming back? Gosh knows it hurts more than it feels good lately. I come back because those first 9 turns today were spectacular. Really heaven. That's where I'm meant to be. And I'm stubborn as shit. So let's go for some team event training tomorrow and then the final alpine race of the Olympics on Saturday.
Mm.
And then it says look out for Paula Moltzen, Tommy Ford, River, AJ Hardy, Luke Winters, and myself. Or if you are playing the side of hater today, ignore me, but definitely look out for them. So, like she took the high road. I mean, that's all you can do at this point. I mean, again, look at internet trolls. None of them are successful. None of them are happy. Why would you even think to do that? You look at someone like a Michaela and all the work and effort and time that she's dedicated to her craft, and to revel in her misery.
Yeah, you're a pretty sick person.
Just a garbage person.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Of course you wanted her to do better, and but it's not about you. Like, you feel for her that's representing you, and she's the best person that was representing us. That's what they do. And these are our best athletes we send there, and people have off days and things happen, and it's just it's sad that people with it's sad that we give a forum to everyone in the world except for the people we don't agree with and block off the social media, right?
Yeah.
So they put this out there and it's blocked, where you take something out of context and somebody posts something that's not even as horrible as these comments, and it gets blocked and they get banned from social media. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
I hear you. Yeah, they said so. She had 3 DNFs, which is very unlike her. And it was crazy too. They were showing, I guess, her trailer, her, I guess or her shed, whatever it was. She brought 60 pairs of skis with her.
Damn.
And the ones she used in the downhill for the combined were actually Sophia Gauge's skis.
Oh no.
Yeah, she got another pair.
Wow.
Like, she's like, these are awesome.
Let
She
me
didn't even use her own. She didn't even use one of her own 60 pairs of skis that she brought when
Jeez.
she and she did great. She's only back by I think half a second maybe.
Wow.
Or yeah, I think it was like half a second or so on the downhill. Then everyone's like, oh well, she's in a good spot because slalom's more her jam. Now again, this course was funky. These folks who were skiing it, they really hadn't skied it before. Like, it wasn't a ski. It wasn't like a World Cup stop. There hadn't been events there before.
Yeah.
It was
saw it before, right?
It was a rocky cliff that they made some snow on. Like that was it.
They're like, yeah, just throw some snow on it. We'll ski down that.
Yeah. It looked pretty crazy, but it's just it bums me out to see people get that excited or be that mean about someone who had it, who
Where's
had
the
a rough
word
day, rough
encouragement
week.
there? Like instead they're just hating. It's just
Yeah.
it's bad. It's uncalled for.
It is. It's a bummer, but
They must be Russians trying to hack the U.S. according to the White House right now.
Yeah.
That's
And there's just kind of one other thing I found really interesting, and I don't have nearly enough information about it to talk deeply about it. But Eileen Goo, who is a freestyle skier. Now, I just found this whole thing strange. Now, she is from San Francisco, Bay Area, grew up in the U.S.
I was watching this the other day, and I said the same thing. I was like, what?
But she skis for China. Again, I don't know all the details. I haven't looked into it much. She freaking 2 golds and a
mother's from Beijing. So that's why she's able to compete for China.
Right. But it used to be that you wanted to ski for the US. That was always like everyone's dream is, your family comes from that country and they get this opportunity here and you want to represent this country. And now it switches back. And she wasn't the only one. There was definitely at least one other figure skater there was one who defected, I think, to the US and then skied for the US. But there was one other one who I think was trained in the US but skated for China. And just this whole thing, Shaun White, Jamie Anderson, these athletes that we've known and loved for a decade plus and who've been this golden age of snowboarding and skiing. It's like, is that kind of a metaphor? Is that for the US? Like, are we just slowly fading away into obscurity while China is rising up?
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I looking way too into this? Perhaps, but
yeah,
it is concerning.
China doesn't recognize dual citizenship, so you actually have to choose one or the other.
And this Eileen Goo, it's like she's going to Stanford next year. It's not like she's going to the University of Beijing.
Well, she's paying
but she represents China
tuition now.
Yeah, right.
She's paying out of country tuition.
She actually just won the half pipe like an hour or two ago.
Yeah.
But she won 2 gold medals and a silver.
Oh, see, the United States allows dual citizenship, but it's outlawed in China. So I don't know what that means for her. Like, can she get out of China now?
I don't know if she's actually a citizen though, And of course, the New York Times has an article about it, but I can't read it because of their stupid paywall.
Thanks, New York Times.
God knows I'm not paying for their stupid website.
Yeah.
And of course, I go to a different browser, and it's saying you still can't read it. And it's the perfect article. Why is U.S.-born Eileen Goo skiing for China? I'm going to figure out how to get around this paywall.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess her family and heritage, and she decided to ski for China, which it's an interesting choice. Nothing against it. I mean, her mom she's Chinese American, so why not, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
she decided to switch.
Our buddy, dude, Jamaica. He grew up in England, right?
Yeah. So she decided at the age of 15 to switch allegiances before competing in international competitions. She began skiing as a young girl, following in the footsteps of her mother, who emigrated to the States in her 20s. Her mother said, "We accidentally created a pro skier." So she has developed a career in fashion modeling for high-end brands like Louis Vuitton, Tiffany, Gucci, and Fendi. Victoria's Secret. Time of writing, she has since accrued more than 20 sponsors in her adopted homeland, including Bank of China, China Mobile, and dairy giant Mengniu.
Wow.
1.35 million followers on China's Weibo, is fluent in Mandarin and also incredibly academic. So we got a net worth of 1.1 million.
Wow.
Why is she representing China? This was an incredibly tough decision for her to make. She wrote an Instagram post, the opportunity to help inspire millions of young people where my mom was born during the 2022 games is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Through skiing, I hope to unite people, promote common understanding, create communication, and forge friendships between nations. In interviews, she later added, "Nobody can deny I'm American. Nobody can deny I'm Chinese. And when I'm in the US, I'm American. But when I'm in China, I'm Chinese." However, her decisions to switch allegiances have angered some figures in the sport who believe that the San Francisco native should not have joined Team China. She's an opportunist, they're calling her, of course. Wow. Most people compete for other countries because they can't make the American team. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. She is from California, not from China. She became the athlete she is because she grew up.
California is really part of the U.S.
Yeah, right. She became the athlete she is because she grew up in the United States, where she had access to premier training grounds and coaching that as a female she might not have had in China. That's Jen Hudak, a former Winter X Games gold medalist for the U.S. women's team. Yeah.
Good points.
Yeah, there's no way she would have that opportunity in China.
Yeah.
She might have been aborted there, right?
Never know. Crazy shit going on in there.
Never know.
Just never know.
It's strange. And yeah, I mean, she probably has some crazy sponsor deals available to her in China.
I mean, she's got big sponsors, and I guess the fact that she's carrying them to China also helps. It can't hurt, right?
Yeah.
So,
oof.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
Maybe a little bit of an opportunist, but you know what? Who isn't?
It's true. We're all trying to get paid, right?
Everybody trying to make a living. She's worth over $1 million, so
doing all right.
Living out of it, for sure.
Going to Stanford on a full ride.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll see. We got a couple more days of the Olympics, and it's over for 4 years. And I think the next ones are in Cortina, Italy. I believe.
Well, the summer is in Paris, and then the next winter is Cortina.
There you go.
We should go. We'll do the ski around there. Maybe I won't break my shoulder this time, and we'll definitely hit the little sportif. Oh, I went at that. What the hell's the guy's name? Stefano. He's at the little sports bar there.
Hopefully he's still there.
That'd be great.
Hopefully COVID didn't wipe him out, right?
I know. COVID wiped out a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Went up. There's a ton of restaurants and stuff that's just not there anymore up north.
Ugh, it's a bummer.
Last week was crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up the old podcast for the week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. We are on your favorite social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Untapped at Skibum Podcast. Send us an email, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Go to your favorite podcasting apps, rate and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Terracea. Check them out, terracea.com. Paradise Skis. Check them out, paradiseskis.com. I'll have links in the show notes if you want to grab the coupon codes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay high, stay fluid.
See ya.